with fat. We have to open the cells to decrease the inflammation everywhere through your body. So you were scared, right? That if we eat fat, we're going to have problems. It's actually the opposite. It's the opposite. You have to eat good fats. We eat tons of good fats. Today for lunch, avocados, full of amazingly good fats. We eat for breakfast tons of coconut milks. Coconut milk is full of saturated good fats. And then at dinner tonight, we'll have tons of fat. I eat fat at every meal, and how much weight have I put on from that? I've lost more weight than ever because you're cleaning your cells out. Because what is a fat cell? It's an inflamed cell that needs to be cleaned out. And if you don't eat fat, guess what? You don't clean your cells. You get sick. And so we got to start eating fats. I know that's going to be tough for some of you when you go through the eating. If you want to be healthy, you've got to eat fat. We just talked about it. We used to eat tons of butter and everything else, and now we have more heart disease and we don't eat butter, so it doesn't make any sense now. We got to go back to that. Cellular detoxification diet. This is a 3-step process when you're following the diet. It's a pretty simple diet. Here's what you do. Reduce your sugar intake immediately. Reduce your sugar immediately. Change your bad fats to good fats. Change your bad fats to good fats. That means you're going to change your bad fats. You quit eating them, move them to good fats. That means no more cooking with what? Olive oil is very good for you unless you do what? Cook with it. If you cook with olive oil, you create a bad fat. It creates severe inflammation through all your cells. It's a bad fat when you cook it because it's not heat resistant. So you can't cook with any oil except for one. Which one? Coconut oil. It's actually heat resistant. Heat doesn't affect coconut oil. We cook with coconut oils. That's what we cook with, and it won't touch it. Or you shouldn't cook with it anyway. We eat coconut milk and coconut oils. We'll literally take scoops of coconut oil, throw it in our shakes, and eat that as well. We eat tons of fat in our body. I know it sounds weird. That's the way it works. Change our bad fats to good fats. We change our meats. We got to stop. We got to eat organic, free-range poultry and grass-fed meats. That's it. And then you're eating tons of vegetables. That's the diet pretty much. We can go through and we'll give you the recipes. In 4 weeks, we're going to be teaching you all that, going through a class, teaching you all that, and actually bringing it in so you guys can see that with the recipes. But right now, 3-step process, that's what you need to do immediately. If you're eating carbs and sugars, stop. Stop immediately. You will decrease blood pressure. You will decrease your cholesterol naturally. Naturally. Your body will not have to raise its levels. You will decrease your risk of cancers. You'll reverse everything if you can follow that diet. The Maximize Living Diet, this is what our diet that we teach. This is what it consists of. Vegetables and lean wild game, that's where we get our protein from, 20 to 35%. We get 25 to 40% carbohydrates. We get it from fruits and vegetables. Most of you in this room, not even fruits right now unless it's berries or strawberries. Vegetables is where we get our carbs from, not refined carbs, not oatmeals, not grains. Well, I rarely eat any of those things. Fat, we get that from organic meats, fish, nuts, vegetables, different types of coconut milks, coconut oils. So everybody see that? That's the ratio. You know what the reality is? The standard American, you're getting about 30% protein from bad things. Your carbs are 60 to 65%. Fat, 30 to 45%. 30 to 45%. But in the reality, you're eating bad fats 30% when you're not following the diet. The key to preventing heart disease, number one key. The number one key, obviously, is the brain-body connection. That I can show you study after study. Those of you who've been here already understand that. We have to go through the steps. The steps of literally reversing this, because number one is what controls everything. It's actually the brain. It's the brain-to-body connection. That the brain, God put the most amazing healing power inside of your brain. If I cut the nerve to your heart, what happens? It dies immediately. Your heart dies. And so we have to figure out what runs and controls our heart. What controls our blood? What controls everything is the brain. The brain controls all of these things. As soon as you eat something, it's the brain's job to either absorb it or detox it or clean you out. It's the brain's job to do all that. When are you dead? When brain stops or heart stops? It's the brain when the brain stops. Yet, we're worried about our heart. I'm worried about your brain, your spinal cord, and your nerve system. Because how does your brain get to the organs? Through the nerves. It is your nerves. And so the brain sends the messages down the spinal cord over these nerves into every single one of your organs. That's how it works. And so when we look at scans, when we measure you on scanning, when we measure you through testing, we're measuring for blocked nerves. That's what we're looking for. And so, because if you had an artery 30% occluded to your heart, what's going to happen to your heart? It's going to die faster. You won't live to 100 if the artery's clogged to your heart. You lose blood. Well, if the nerve is blocked to your heart, if the nerve's blocked 20 or 30%, what happens to your heart? You die. Why is it that one person eats terrible and lives to 80, and one person eats perfect and is dead at 30 and has a heart attack? One person smokes every day and lives to 80, and one person never smokes and is dead at 40. Because it has nothing to do with these outside things. We are going to touch on those. It has, number one, first to do with your nerve system. It's the central nerve system that runs this. And so every research study in the world is showing we just can't figure out why one person does this and it works and one person doesn't. Why? Because it's the nerve system. It's the master control system of the body. That if you gave me one thing I could do, you can only do one thing. You can have all the food. I'll give you all the food you want, all the nutrients and all the vitamins. I'll give you everything, or I'll let you have a clear nerve system. Which one do you truly want? You want a clear nerve system. I'll go and eat McDonald's every day and eat pizza if I have a clear nerve system. If I didn't have a choice, I don't want to, but I could, and my body could probably handle it. And so we want to make sure this test here is showing there's no blockage. This is showing blockage. That's why we run scans on you every 12 visits or every 2 to 3 months. In the beginning every month, we want to make sure that subluxation, that nerve damage, blockage to your nerve is going away. When we look at x-rays, that's why it's important. We have to be in this position for the rest of our life. It's called an arc of life. That spinal cord has to have no damage or blockage there. You can see right here, there's a blockage. There's an indentation in the spinal cord. That's a blockage. That nerve is blocked going to an organ. And as that organ is blocked, the organ builds disease up. Building disease. We have to make sure our nerve system's clear. This is a 43-degree angle. Everyone here knows what they want your cholesterol. Everyone here knows what your blood pressure is. You have to know what your arc of life is. Has to be 43 degrees. This is 0 degrees. This is 43. So if this person smokes every day and this person doesn't, who's going to get cancer first? That's right. This person here, who gets cancer first? This one here. I don't care if he smokes or not. That one gets cancer first. This one here, no matter what he does, doesn't get cancer. Why? The brain can get to his body to heal him. It is the brain. It is the brain first. So we want to make sure in the protocols you guys understand that. Because we know people who all the vitamins, we're going to give you the supplement list. We're going to tell you what to take. There are people who take it and it doesn't always work for. Why? Because it's your brain's job to absorb what we're going to tell you to take. It's your brain's job to take you through the diet and absorb what you have and detox you and clean you out. Because over time, what happens? A lot more blockage happens. For some reason, we're so worried about the arteries to our heart and we're worried about the veins and everything else. Your nerves are what run your heart. This person, no matter how clear his arteries are, what's going to happen? He's dead. He'll never live past 65, 70 years old when there's arthritis in your spine. It's very, very rare. It's hard. You're miserable. There's aches. There's pains. There's rotting.